Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner broker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb, a lot of people look at those automated valuations that they see on Zillow, or they look at their neighbor's asking price to help determine what they think their home is worth, especially now that it's taking longer to sell a home. How does a home seller decide what price to set when selling their home?
Well, Richard, pricing a home correctly can mean the difference between getting the most money for a home or having it sit on the market month after month, week after week, with showings but no offers or a few showings. And it does tend to get kind of, market worn and tired. And buyers wonder over a longer period of time about that house if there's, quote, something wrong with it. So it's always good, in my opinion, to price what I call very realistically versus optimistically. If you price it too high and slowly walk the price down, according to the National Association of Realtors, you're actually going to net less money when you do that. So a lot of people tend to sit down with their agent and price the home according to historic similar sales. Oh yeah, my neighbor's home sold for this. I should be able to get that because mine's better, mine's bigger, whatever. But you have to consider the whole picture. It's not just what happened in history. It's what's going on right now. And what is your current competition? And how do you position the home to sell your home in the timeline that you want? Some people want to sell really fast. Some people are okay with testing the market. So it does depend on their needs. But looking back in history, what I tell my clients is all that does is substantiate the value for appraisal purposes, but it doesn't necessarily define what's going to happen today because it's a very dynamic thing, a real estate market. And, things are changing all the time. New competitions going on the market. And I would focus more on those actually than I would on historic sales. You use the historic sales to feed to the appraiser when it's time to substantiate the home is worth your contract price. But the best thing you can do is position it to compete with what's on the market against you right now. And unfortunately, it's not the seller that decides what the home is going to sell for. Even though the seller decides on what the asking price will be, it's the market that decides what the home is going to sell for. And that's why you have to consider all these factors. There are some mistakes that I see happen all the time. Like some sellers will say, well, I want this much, therefore I'm going to sit on the market and wait until I get this much. And actually, in my experience, very rarely does that work. Or some people overprice their home for, quote, negotiating room. Can't you price it high and just won't they make an offer? And the answer is no. These buyers are more educated than ever before because they have all this online data. They know what the home values are around you, and they know if it's priced too high versus priced realistically. Some people price their home. Another huge pricing mistake is to price their home to recoup the cost of their investment of improvements. And that's a touchy subject because buyers want updated homes, right? In fact, they almost expect many homes to be updated. And so the seller's like, well, I invested all this money. I brought my home, even though it's an older home, to today's standards. Shouldn't the buyer pay a premium for that? And the answer is no. They're going to pay market value. Or what they're going to do is it's going to guarantee that your home will sell versus the neighbor's dated home won't. So a lot of people will price their home. They'll add the cost of the improvements to similar sales and substantiate that, but it really doesn't work. And the reason is if you've been sitting on home 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and you haven't done any improvements, the buyer's expectation is unless I get a huge discount, I'm not going to buy that home. I'm going to buy one that's already updated or even a brand new home. That's key. So you have to make the decision based on what is currently available in the market and how do you position your home to be the best home on the block based on what you're seeing. And when it is priced right, in any market, you're going to get multiple showings, possibly multiple offers, and it'll sell in less than 30 days. That's the most ideal thing. So I definitely would take a look at things like the pricing trends. And that's one of the things that kind of is surprising me lately when I sit down and meet with sellers. I'm looking at, okay, similar homes sold a few months ago for this price. Logically, you'd think your home would be worth that much. But then if you look at what's available on the market right now, it's 20, 40, 50,000 less that looks very similar to that historic sale. That gives me an indication of a pricing trend that's going down. And if the trend is going down, you need to lead the market down, be the most aggressively priced home on the market. Now, not everybody wants to do that, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The market is going to tell you right away if you got it wrong. If you're not getting very many showings, you're overpriced. If you're getting showings but no offers, you're overpriced. Buyers are finding other things to buy instead of your home. Right. And I get it. Most sellers want the most money. They want to squeeze every penny they can get out of a home. But actually, if you're priced realistically, that is the way to get the most money. It's not by overpricing and building in negotiating room, because in most cases it just doesn't happen. Buyers make offers, and it is an emotional sale based on falling in love with the home and, oh my God, I have to have that one. And they're willing to fund the cost of your home because they love it, right? If it's overpriced, they're a little bit hesitant to go look at the home, right? Because they think it's overpriced and they don't think that it's going to be something that will fit in their budget. And they're also reluctant to make an offer because they don't think you're going to accept it or even negotiate with them. And buyers do a lot of their research online. They know the market very well. They know what similar homes are going for. They know which ones are going under contract fast. They know which ones are sitting for a long time, and they are making a decision whether or not to even leave their fuzzy bunny slippers and come look at your home based on pricing. If you overprice a home, all you're doing is helping your competition sell their home, and you don't want to do that. So picking somebody to help you price a home really takes experience. I know a lot of people select their real estate agent because they sold them the home or because they liked them or because they're nice. But at the end of the day, you want somebody that has the knowledge, the experience, the expertise to help you position the home to get the most when you sell. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call, 719-301-3900. We offer a free in-home consultation on what to do and what not to do to get your house ready for sale. We'll go over all the closing costs, so you'll know exactly how much you'll put in your pocket when it sells, and you'll be able to make a very refined, good decision about whether or not you should price your home a certain way. And the market's going to speak right back to you if you didn't. If you're not getting showings, your price is too high. If you're just getting a few showings, your price is too high. If you're getting low ball offers, your price is a little bit high. And if you're getting showings and no offers, it's maybe 2 to 3% high. We know how to do that, and we can help our sellers position the home so they don't miss out on the right buyer for their home. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. And what we're talking about is pricing mistakes that can actually cost you a lot of money. And next up, we're going to talk about some things that help you price your home the right way. Richard?
Barb, we're talking about how to set a price for your home for it to sell here in Colorado and especially along the Front Range. Barb, what are some other magic bullets on pricing your home to get the top dollar for it?
Well, pricing basically is a target. It's what you're hoping for, right? And most buyers will absolutely come in and make offers and ask for certain things. Sometimes they'll come in low on price. Sometimes they'll come in and ask the seller to pay some of their closing costs. But if the home is priced right, you don't have to worry about those things. They understand it. Like I've got one under contract right now where the buyer went up in price to cover the cost of their loan closing costs because they know it's priced right. So pricing absolutely is a form of marketing. It's a strategy. It is a way to attract a buyer. It's also a way to repel certain buyers as well. And you have to price it according to what the house has to offer up against its competition. As an example, I had a home a while back. It was on 5 acres. It was definitely an 80s time worked, so much so that it had that mauvey pink carpet. It had the scallop shaped sinks that were pink. It had a lot of things that were pink, which was in style back then. The kitchen was dated. And the sellers, it was an estate sale. So the kids were saying, hey, what do we need to do to get this sold? And so we took a really forensic look at how that home was positioned in that market. How did it compare to similar homes around it with acreage? And they made the best decision by pricing it very realistically. They just did some basic things to make it move-in ready. They changed out the pink carpet to neutral carpet. They painted with polyurethane the pink scallop shape or seashell shaped sinks with, instead of pink, they changed it to white. So it made it basically move-in ready, but maybe not fully remodeled. And then they asked me about the kitchen. The kitchen had tile counters. It had white appliances, which are considered dated, although white's coming back again. And they said, should we remodel the kitchen? I said, no. First of all, you're not going to get the money. It costs probably $75,000 to $100,000 to remodel a kitchen, number one. And if you do that, now you're pricing up into the price range where similar sales around you are much newer, much more updated homes throughout. And you're never going to be able to compete with them, even if you make that investment. The best solution was to price it realistically. So I honestly thought it would sell for $950. We priced it at $899. We had 82 people at the 1 hour open house. We got 6 offers and it ended up selling for $975. It's all about pricing and just doing some basic stuff. And don't price for negotiating room. That's a huge mistake because the buyers won't even come look at it. Don't price for concessions because the buyers won't come look at it, and don't expect a bidding war. You can tell if you're priced right if you're getting plenty of offers and or showings in the first 30 days. If you're not, then something's off. It could be marketing, it could be pricing, but you really need to pick the right agent that helps you understand that properly. And that's part of what we do for our clients. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. When we come back, we'll be discussing what's the difference between a listing agent and a selling agent. Stay tuned for that.